So I'm kind of shocked and disgusted with the verdict on the George Zimmerman trial, and I came outside to talk to a couple of the youth that live on my block, and I want to find out how they feel. So tell them, what's your name and how old are you?
My name is TJ and I'm 13.
Alright, so tell us a little about how you feel about the verdict.
Well, I think it's unfair because they don't really, like, he was screaming. They even show a film of him screaming, like not a film, but you can hear him screaming, and that they know by then that he just keeps shooting them and won't stop. I feel that it's not fair that he got away with this and they didn't put any black people on the jury. I bet you they didn't, and they had all the white people because they knew if they put black people, they probably not gonna prove. They'd probably say he was guilty faster.
For sure. Do you have anything else that you want to talk about, or how does it make you feel that
it makes me feel very disgusted that our city doesn't respect anybody except the white people. I feel that racism is still continuing in this city, and I don't feel it's right.
Well, not this city because it was in Florida.
Yeah,
right?
But in this world, I feel that it's not right because it's a different time now, and we had a civil war for all this stuff back in the day, so I feel that it should be 0%. It should be even right now. So I don't know why.
So you don't feel like it was even or fair?
Nope.
Alright. But are you upset that he
I'm
was
very
not guilty?
upset.
Does it make you afraid that?
I'm afraid that if I got killed and it was somebody.
No. Does it make you feel afraid, like if you were walking down the street and somebody was to be following you or something? Like, would you be more scared to stop and see what he was doing, or would you just automatically run, or how would you deal with it?
I would run because I don't know if he's just gonna pull out a gun and shoot me if I try to turn around and stop and say, "What are you doing over here?" And then he just shoots me. I would just start running.
Does it scare you a little bit that there's people out there that pull guns out on kids and shoot them?
Yeah, that's just messed up. Why a kid? Kid never done nothing to you. Kid's the next generation.
What was he doing? What was Trayvon doing when he got killed?
I just think he was just walking.
Walking home.
Walking from the store. He had just bought some Skittles, and
So do you think he did anything wrong at all?
No, I think he was just walking home and going home, and this guy just saw a black guy walking down the street and says, "Let me take this out on him," and then he just gets out his gun. I don't feel it's right though that they pulled him out. I feel like this is the same thing about Casey Anthony, how they had that big trial and she was not guilty too. So.
Okay, well thank you very much. Okay, so this is the second kid on my block that I'm having this conversation with. Now the irony in this is, how old are you?
15.
So he's 2 years younger, and he's an athlete. Been playing sports and focusing on school his whole life. I watched him grow up, and the irony is he looks like he's right about the same size as Trayvon, and it's scary. I mean, he's wearing a hoodie right now, and it's scary that somebody might suspect he's a criminal or tied to some crime because he's a black youth walking down the street at night with a hoodie on. So tell them your name and how old you are.
My name is Christopher Henry. I'm 15 years old.
Yeah, so tell us how you feel about the verdict.
I think he should not be. I think he should be guilty because what he has done is saying that's bad because he shot a kid. Not only was the kid 17, but the kid was unarmed.
Yeah, did you see the verdict on TV?
Yes.
And how did you feel? I mean, being that you're 15, 2 years younger, and you happen to wear hoodies too, does it scare you to walk down the street at night wearing your hoodie now?
Yeah. I'm scared that somebody would not only judge me by my color, but what neighborhood I'm in.
So tell us a little about how you feel about the verdict, or why he shouldn't be set free.
Because because he calls himself the neighborhood watch. Not technically, he's not a police officer. I don't think he should be able to go around and shoot somebody and own a gun and kill anybody he wants. That's the police officer's job. If he felt so scared of this young man, he should have at least just called the police or something.
Yeah.
And instead of shooting him, he should have just called the police.
I agree with you. Is there anything else you might want to say?
Nothing else to say.
Alright, well thanks, Chris. Talk to you later. Alright, so this is Jordan. He's my neighbor's son. How old are you, Jordan?
I am 14.
Okay, and Jordan too. I watched Jordan grow up his whole life, and I've seen him go from being a little boy to a young man. I mean, to anybody who sees him on the street, they'll think he's 18 because his body's developing and he plays sports, so somebody might consider him a criminal just because he's a young black man walking down the street in the dark. I mean, it's scary because he does look older than he is just because of how much he works out and plays sports. And, you know, to me, he's just another kid like Trayvon. Jordan, tell us how you feel about the verdict.
I think the verdict was wrong. The jury was wrong. He should have had at least he should have been guilty because as a citizen you can't kill anyone. He was a black African American man. If you kill someone going on to a teen, 17 years old, should you go to jail?
Good question.
Jury is wrong. Not guilty? I think that's racist.
Well, so you know a little about what happened. What was he doing? Where was he coming from?
He was coming from a liquor store in Florida.
Going
home, drinking Arizona and Skittles. Eating the Skittles.
So what did he do wrong? Like, why did he die?
Thought he was a threat. You have to kill him.
But did he do anything wrong?
No, sir.
Just walking home.
Just walking home. Being a civilized person. Shouldn't have happened.
So what do you think happened out there? You think, did he follow him? Like, why do you think he was following Trayvon?
I think it was like off of drugs or something, anxiety. That he was so scared that he thought anyone who passed by at that time was a threat.
That's a very good point. A lot of people don't know that Zimmerman was tested for drugs when he was arrested, and he was on some type of psychotic medication. And that's a very good point that hasn't been talked about too much. But yeah, I mean, because of the psychotic drugs he was on, he could have been just paranoid and looking for a confrontation. That's very interesting. So, does it scare you to, like, do you feel comfortable walking down the street at night here in Los Angeles?
No, sir. Any place in the world is not safe. You could be anywhere. You could be in Florida. You could be in Los Angeles. You could be anywhere in the world, and anything could happen. But as you're just walking home and someone has murdered you, I don't think that's pleasant. It's pleasant for kids to know that might happen here to other kids, not knowing age, not knowing who.
Alright, last question. Did you learn anything from this trial or anything at all? Do you feel like you learned something?
Oh yes, I know that judge is wrong. Everybody's wrong. He should have went to jail. It's not this.
Sad day today, huh?
Yes, sir. I've been watching the news. I watched most of the channels. It was breaking news that he was not guilty. I felt mad. Everybody in my family felt mad that he could get away with it, and everybody's okay with it.
What did Michael Vick go to jail for?
He went to jail for dog abuse and pit bull fighting.
Was he not guilty or guilty?
He was guilty.
And what did George Zimmerman do?
He shot an 18-year-old kid.
17-year-old.
17-year-old African American kid.
And what was his verdict?
Nothing.
Okay, this is Jasmine. She's Jordan's little sister, and she wanted to tell us how she feels. How old are you, Jasmine?
I'm 10 years old.
Okay, and tell me what you want to tell me.
Well, I think Zimmerman should be guilty because he shot Trayvon Martin, and I think that's bad because he didn't do nothing. All he was just walking home from the liquor store with Skittles in Arizona.
How do you feel? Are you sad? Are you scared? How do you feel?
I'm scared because I think like that things will happen to us kids. So
It's the same way that it happened to Trayvon.
yeah, and I actually don't want my head beaten down on concrete. So I feel that he should be guilty. He should be in jail for he should get like a state custody, like a death penalty.
Oh wow, you're a mean little kid. Death penalty? Why?
Because I think just for shooting an innocent kid and beating his head down on the concrete, but he didn't do anything to you, so I wouldn't mess with him.
Okay, do you have anything else you want to say about Trayvon or George Zimmerman or the verdict?
Well, I have something about the jury.
Oh, interesting. Tell me.
Well, I would think about the jury because the jury, I want to let the jury make him not guilty. Give him guilty, give him 4 years in jail or something. Keep him locked up. Don't let him out or.
Why? What do you think will happen if since he's free now? What do you think he might do?
He might still harm people.
That's interesting. Well, I'm sure the police will do their job and protect the kids in the area. At least now they're going to be watching him, right?
But if he tries to shoot anyone like he did to Trayvon Martin, well, I don't think that he can have a lot of police around and try to surround if he tries to shoot anyone.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll protect everybody. Okay, well, thank you so much, Jazzy. See you later.
Yeah.
I think Jordan wanted to say one more thing. Go ahead, Jordan.
George Zimmerman is still harmful to the world. So for being not guilty, hate the judge.
I think that it's going to be even harder for him to live in life due to him killing that boy. That's going to hunt him for the rest of his life. So everybody's going to look at him differently and look at him like, wow, why would you do that?
I think the Justice League and everyone that's included in this court would never want their case, if they're African American, to be in Florida because it's not fair for them to have a case on the record.
Well, Casey Anthony wasn't black, and she was found not guilty, too.
Yeah, but that's
Oh, well, actually, you're right. Well, you don't want to be a victim in Florida and be black.
Yes.
I got you. Jazzy, what do you want to say, cutie?
Love